Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine, His Excellency the elected President of Uganda. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine bwe twogerera kati eddakiika eno essaawa zino President Asosotoledde Ekipya kye tubadde tulinze nga Bannayuganda, kye tubadde tunuulidde, kye tubadde tulimu Bannayuganda bangi, kye tubadde twesunze. President waffe omulungi omulonde Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine amaze okuba nga akisosootola era tulina kyotugamba. Kaakati ne tusimbudde, tuguddewo enzigi empya. Abadde balowooza mbu maama byagaana, maama byaggwako, maama nyene biki ate bibadde ku mumwa. Anti President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu His Excellency ate atuguliddewo ekipya bulijjo kye tulinze nga Bannayuganda, era tulina okukkiriza nti President waffe omulungi ow'eggwanga omulonde Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine, the elected President of Uganda. Kakati no card, no kifo. Atalina kaadi toweesubira tokkirizibwa na kwogera ku National Unity Platform, tokkirizibwa. Tugambye tokkirizibwa wadde okweyogeza ku National Unity Platform. Kakati Mpuuga asatira agamba nti kaadi n'agijjawa, kaadi ku luno enaafunika President nga atabuka, President nga yakaaye yoyo President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine. Anti bikanako abaali ekipya neera ekipya kimaze okusootolwa. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine ebigambo aba abyogedde aba atuleese. Twabagamba nti President mugenda kiwulira. President amaze ososootola ekipya. Bannugu Bantoni kati bali eyo bafa Bampuuga naye nga ffe twongera obajjukiza nti oyo Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine, His Excellency the elected President of Uganda. Twongera obategeeza n'okubajjukiza nti ate ekipya kimaze okuba nga kiyingirawo. Leero munnange ow'ennugu Mpuuga wakufa. Mpuuga n'akabinja ke bubakeeredde Mpuuga bubakeeredde bukyanga mwepanka Kyagulanyi abapasudde bukyanga mubba. Naye nga bannange tweyanza nnyo His Excellency, tweyanza nnyo Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine, the elected President of Uganda. Kino nno kyotuleetedde Bannayuganda yandibadde bakisuubira. Mpuuga badde beesunze mbu bagenda kukola batya, tugenda kukola ekibiina ekyaffe, tugenda kukola ki, nga beesudiya nga beepidawusinga bonna bakuloozinze. Kaakati nno luno lugendo lupya era tusimbudde mu nsimbula mpya. Kona President
asante sana Northern Uganda apoyo tutwa apoyo mate abawesti webale muno mulyabakabi aba Eastern webale ino manyana people power, our power, NUP and everywhere. Adui nani, adui Bosco mwenyewe, adui nani, adui Bosco mwenyewe, adui nani, adui Bosco mwenyewe, adui nani, adui Bosco mwenyewe. Tusonge mbele nabidi, tusonge mbele, tusonge mbele. People power, our power, NUP and everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, while you're still standing, I want us to once again give respect and pay tribute to our brother Lachoto Machete, who just passed away a while ago, who was murdered in freezing blood, not cold blood, but freezing blood. I want us to give him a huge round of applause, because even in heaven where he is, I know that he will be listening to us. So give him a big round of applause. Don't stop. This is for you, Comrade Latoto, for you, Machete, and all the comrades in Karamoja, in northern Uganda, all over the country. We appreciate you, we rate you, we remember you, and we will never forget you. May your soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you very much, and please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. I was preempted by the brother, and I'm glad that he said it again, but it was my intention to mention it today, that we intend to pay full, well-deserved respect to our brother by also painting his noble picture on our wall of martyrs, because he deserves it. Madam Deputy President, our Secretary General, our spokesperson and leader of our parliamentary team, Session Secretary, Madam Deputy SG, members of Parliament, members of NEC, fellow leaders in all capacities, I salute you. Allow me also to thank my friends, the British in Africa, for making this engagement possible and helping us launch this drive. I want, in a very, very special way, to thank all of you, the leaders, but most importantly, you, the coordinators. My thanks should come from the lowest leader coming up. Thank you very much for the commitment. Thank you very much for the volunteering. But above all, thank you very much for risking. It's a very big risk for you to stand on the right side of history in this time and era. It is more of a death wish for you to stand against General Museveni, who executes people in cold blood and appoints no and accounts to no one, but to see that you, comrades, put faith over fear, to see that you still envision a new Uganda, even where it is challenging, even where our odds seem insurmountable. I salute you very, very much. Thank you very much for standing for this cause. Now, while we are here, friends, we are a representation of very many people. I'm sure each one of you, every time you move in your constituencies, in your different regions, you find people that are so solely into this cause. This cause, we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. No. It was started by our forefathers. Some people actually doubted General Museveni as early as 1986. Now they're proving themselves right. We were convinced by the lies of General Museveni. Our parents were. Some of us held him in very high regard. I mean, we have comrades amongst us who were named after Museveni. I always tell my friends, I was named after Robert Mugabe because he was a prized revolutionary back then. When I was born, my parents thought that the person to name their child after was Robert Mugabe. See where he ended up. Our leader of opposition was named after Yoweri Museveni. But see what Museveni turned into. So this, we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. We are inheriting a struggle. We give credit to the great freedom fighters like Paul Kawanga Semogede, like Dr. Kizza Besigye. They started it. Our duty is to end it. Our duty is to finish it. That is what we must promise ourselves. Freedom in our lifetime, democracy in our lifetime, the rule of law in our lifetime, and we must achieve that by the grace of God. But even if we say by the grace of God, We must know, in the Baganda culture, they say Katonda ayamba yeyambe. God only helps those who help themselves. My mother used to teach me that God can only do for you what he can do through you. What God cannot do through you, he will not do for you. So it is your duty to let God help you using you. I'm very glad we are here and we all seem to understand that. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to drive the point that we, much as we are here, much as we are the National Unity Platform, we are actually not a political party. I know that sounds convincing, but I'm very serious. We are not a political party. We just have a political party. We are people power. We are the representation of those masses yearning for change. And we started out as a team of people, the men, the women, the young, the old, the educated, the uneducated, the city dwellers and the rural dwellers, all Ugandans from all walks of life, coming together with a vision of creating a nation, the same vision that was present at independence, the vision of our forefathers, creating a nation that would make life better and admirable for the next generation. We are that generation that was supposed to realize it. We've not yet realized it. That's why we're not giving up. So we are not as small as a political party. We are a representation of a cause. We are people power. We introduced the National Unity Platform as our political wing. And for us, the National Unity Platform is the organized wing of people power. The thoughtful wing of people power. The leading wing, the guiding wing of people power. Everybody out there is people power. We must never lose that. There's been so many political parties that have come up. There was the Democratic Party. It was a representation of democracy, the representation of the ideals of the people. You know how it ended up. There was the UPC, there was the FDC. You know how it all ended up. So we must not be another opposition political party. No, we are a cause. We have an agenda. We have a desire. We have a dream. Which dream is not only limited to we the leaders, but a dream of the people of Uganda, the young and the old. So they are looking at us with a lot of hope, which hope we must never disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. So knowing that we are not just a political party, it should also inform us that this is actually not politics as usual. This is a revolution. It's not politics as usual. Because if it was politics as usual, we would be free people, freely doing what we are entitled to do under the law. But we cannot achieve that. So we must treat this as the real struggle that it is, as the revolution that it is. And we must not settle, especially we the leaders. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, a revolution or a struggle cannot succeed on only admiration alone, or on only the hope alone, or only the tiredness alone. Wherever you go, I was in Busoga yesterday, and you think the people of Busoga are the most tired, but go to Northern Uganda, go to Western Uganda, come to the Central, they are thinking the same. Everywhere we go, there are masses and masses of people. Something that has not happened in our generation. There's so much power out there. But like one advert told us, power is nothing without control. Power is nothing without guidance, without direction. The Pan-Africans keep teaching us that we should not agonize alone. We should organize. Because the future belongs to the organized. If we don't organize, we will continue moving in circles. So you here are the organizing wing. There's so much power out there. There's so much support out there. But how do we harness it? It's like the rain. This thing out here keeps flowing rainwater. But if you don't put, if you don't put gutters, the water will fall everywhere. But if you put gutters, we shall be able to guide our water to a tank or wherever we want that water. And ultimately, we shall harvest that water. The support that people have given us, that is their role. The chanting, the waving, the votes that they give us, and all the massive nationwide support, that is the wealth, that is the power that they give us. That is their role. What is our role? Is to bring it together, to harness it, to collect it, to make sure we bring it to a logical conclusion. What is that logical conclusion? Kicking out the dictator. But not only that, but building a new country, building a new leadership. Who are those leaders? You! Nobody else. So we have a big duty to bring that resource together, that support together. That is our duty here. That is why we are organizing. Because you will go to Karamoja, you will go to Bobi, and you'll find young men and women, even old ones, supporting us massively. But if we don't find a way of harnessing that support, it will pass like that. That is why we are here. And we are organizing not only for an election. Yes, we are a political party that organizes for elections, that organizes for democracy, if there's democracy. But even with this deceitful semblance of democracy, we can maximize it when we organize, because ultimately, even if Museveni dies tomorrow, ultimately we shall go to the polls. Ultimately, there will be elections. Even if they do their crook business of the son trying to overtake the father, we shall finally keep both of them away, or the whole family. But even that there was divine intervention and the entire house burnt up, still we would have to go to elections. That is why I am calling for constant organizing, so that when that time comes, whether it comes tomorrow or next week or next year, it finds us ready and organized. So you comrades are the organizing wing of us. Think as if we don't reach what we want to reach tomorrow, we'll die. But imagine that we are going to live forever, because this party is going to live forever. It's going to live beyond me, beyond you. It is for our children, our children's children, and the next generation of Ugandans, especially if we start it on a moral ground, if it's worth following. And that is possible, comrades. So let us organize our people. Let us organize them for two things: a revolution and a revolution. What do I mean? A revolution even before elections, because it's possible. But even when 2026 comes, before Museveni is kicked out, let us be ready to take him to the polls. Let us be ready on our side to ensure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted. So let us organize, organize, organize. Ensure that in your region, in your constituency, in your area of jurisdiction, there's absolute organizedness. I must add that we might organize, we might build structures which Museveni vulgarizes all the time, but if we are connected with our people, then we can outsmart them. Like we have done in the past, we can do it even smarter and better and get better results than we got last time. So comrades, let's put the idea of organizing in our mind. I've already told you we have massive support, but you guys are the harvesters. Your duty is to harvest that support, because if you don't harvest it, then we are not doing a good service to our country. I want to call upon you leaders, especially you, the coordinators, the focal people, and the registrars. Avoid infighting. The Secretary General mentioned it. and I have to emphasize it, that we have been plagued with infights, sometimes brought in by prospective candidates. Oh, I want to run in this area, so nobody else should be working with the registrar or the coordinator. You are working for the people of Uganda. You are working for the party, not for an individual, not for a candidate. We have not selected candidates, and even when candidate selection comes, you know the process that we go through. So if you as a coordinator who is supposed to be serving other people, you reduce yourself to serving one person, that is corruption, and you know exactly how we deal with corrupt people. Comrades, it is important for us to build and not destroy. Let us learn from our recent experiences, the 2021. I was in Busoga yesterday, and as you all saw, massive support. But have you asked yourself how we ended up not getting enough MPs from Busoga? Yes, there was massive rigging. Yes, for example, comrades like Maso Warukama, who are clearly rigged out with all their forms showing how we, but she was rigged out. But also the infights played a huge role. I'm requesting of you, comrades, when we go out there, we have a duty. Even if you, your individual self, you're not winning for yourself, you're winning for the people of Uganda and for your party. So let us learn from our history if we must do better in the future. I will remind you that now that we're tasking you out there officially, you are official targets of the regime to compromise, to intimidate, and to buy. You will remember that when we started the People Power Movement, before we had coordinators, we were like water. We were amorphous. The regime did not know where to touch. But when we announced our coordinators, then the regime, put aside a huge amount of money just to buy and compromise our coordinators. That is their modus operandi. It has never stopped. I can guarantee you that even by the end of this event, the regime will have started, encircling people to compromise. I've seen them compromising some of our leaders, some of our former leaders. Of course, some we had already doubted them and we leave them of their duties. But the regime wants to put a narrative that all of us are buying. I was even seeing a man that I used to respect, Mike Mokola, doing immoral things. Yes, you can buy the person. But you know as a leader that it is immoral and illegal for you to take over a registration book of a different political party. But Mike Mokola was proudly swinging his thumb with our register. Anyway, that's how immoral they are. I don't have to address them. I want to address you. Comrades, what the regime wants from you is not your support. All they want is your credibility. That is all they want from you. I'm very glad my unbelievably honest Deputy President told you that story. That's why Comrade Sasso was laughing. That's true. Because she was innocently thinking. She was called by Museveni when I was under house arrest. And said, but, you are an elder. Come, let's talk about that young man's release. That's all she wanted is a president to be out. So she said, if me talking to Museveni will cause him to behave like a mature man, why not? Thank God, she's always consulting. She couldn't call me because my phones were off. She called the SG. That's when the SG reminded her. She said, oh. So, some of you might even be innocently convinced. And you say, oh, let me just listen to what they're saying. Like some people in Usoga were telling me that some of their leaders came to them and told them that they are going to see the president. And for them, they know one president, the one talking to you. Before long, they were before Mike Mukwege. So be very cautious. All these people want is a picture with you, and that's it. All they want is your credibility. And you know what happens to all those people that sell out. Because this is not Chakulanyi's struggle. It is not a Rubongoya struggle. It is not a Isenyanyi struggle. It is not a Kayamba struggle. It is a struggle of the oppressed people of Uganda. And when they see you selling out, you can imagine what they feel. I've told you many times that even if it's me, who you think people love so much, if I change my words, it will not take 24 hours and they will be looking at me like a pond. So please be true to the pain of the people, to the trust of the people. Trust is the most important thing that you have as a leader. And hope is the most valuable thing that you carry on behalf of your people. So imagine crushing that hope. Imagine what people will think of you. So comrades, this, I cannot overemphasize on that. But, I mean, you know that after they take your credibility, you won't have any difference from these, although rich, but people that have zero respect. The Mokulas of this world, the Nabanjas of this world, the Balams of this world, etc., etc., etc. Comrades, I've talked about this, I've talked about that, I've reminded you of how we are the embodiment of the aspirations of the people of Uganda. And you out there, we are charging you to go there and be the representation. You are NUP there. You are people power there. You are Chagulanyi there. You are all of us there. Go there with full confidence. Because we are standing with you. You are representing us. We look at you very proudly. Don't undermine yourself. Don't think of yourself as any less. If you doubt, see how the regime is going to be fearing you in your so-called smallness. You might think you're a small man or woman, but the way the regime is going to be looking at you, the way the regime is going to be fearing you, but most importantly, the way the regime is going to be trying to befriend you and compromise you, that should tell you of how important you are. It is at this juncture that I want to announce that we are soon going to be starting the phase 2 of our nationwide tour, and we are coming to you. We are coming to you not technologically, physically. Those in Mbale, we are coming to eat Malewa. Those in Western Uganda, we are coming to eat Shabu. Those in Jinja were coming to eat Maido. Those in Central Uganda, we are coming to you. Everywhere we are coming to you physically. So please go and set the ground. Go and make preparations. We are coming to turn that constituency upside down. We are coming to you. So with those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite the Secretary General, and I want
Bwatyo His Excellency the elected President of Uganda Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine, the 10th President of Uganda, mukwano gwaffe muganda waffe bw'asootodde ekipya eri ffe bonna Bannayuganda. Buli anayagala okujoininga National Platform olina kufuna eno kaadi empya ya National Platform egguddwawo His Excellency. So mwabadde boogera ebigambo abadde batalina byakola abadde balowooza mu Kyagulanyi simanyanga kaweddemu simanyanga biki kakati nno muzzaako kibassebo ne bannyabo tubabuuza kibuuzo era nga twongera obbajjukiza ye President asimbudde genda mu maaso kati mpuuga n'Abedi Bwanika baliyo basatu.